Hello and welcome back to the show. Well, for our final segment, we are going to be joined by the United for a Good Cause Incorporated organization to talk about their group and several events that they have taking place along the Emerald Coast throughout the year. Joining me to talk about that is Geraldine Martinez and Zorn Supatich. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much, Cam.
Thank you. Thank you both actually for being my guest today, too. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So, Geraldine, let's start with you and let's talk about United for a Good Cause. Tell me about the organization and what the mission is of the group.
United for a Good Cause is a 501c3 organization. It was established in 2012 by our chairman, David Triana. Basically, our mission is to provide the opportunity to youth, to young girls and boys, or men and women, to volunteer, to give, to do great things that they're already doing in the Emerald Coast. We want to be another place that they can volunteer and give.
So how would they go about doing that? Well, if they're part of the organization, how do they go about giving back?
United for a Good Cause is an organization that has paid members, but you don't have to be a paid member to volunteer. So basically, they just have to contact us and we'll let them know. We have 3 main events during the year that they can volunteer, and that's basically how they do it, yeah.
Okay, and so how would they contact you?
UnitedForAGoodCause.org. That will be our main website. There is going to be the phone number and the email address.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those 3 events that you mentioned. The first one coming up next month is the Hispanic Fest that you guys have put on for the last couple of years. Tell me a little bit about that organization, or about that event.
So the Hispanic Fest is a festival we've been celebrating a couple of years already. It's celebrated on the Emerald Coast Conference Center, and it's an event where we celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month, along with other festivities around the area, where we present food, folklore, and different entertainment that we bring so that people can get educated culturally, and enjoy the Hispanic culture.
Sure. And Zorn, let's talk about some of that entertainment and some of that culture that people can experience while they're there. Tell me a little bit about what you guys have in store.
Sure. Hola, Cam. Buenos dias. Dos coronas, por favor. And that's the extent of my Spanish right there, sir. So just like what Geraldine said, this is an incredible festival, and it's getting bigger and better every single year. Last year, we had over 3,000 people that attended the festival. We had over a dozen businesses that sponsored us and over 100 vendors that participated. Now, there's still room for that, too. So any vendors out there that want to participate, volunteers are also needed as well. And we have some great regional acts. For instance, the Gypsy Rhythm Dancers from Panama City will be there. Un Poquito de Mexico from Tallahassee is coming here to perform once again this year. And we're also looking for a tropical band from New Orleans as well. In addition to that, we are actually giving away 10 vendor spots on case-by-case basis. This is to nonprofit organizations that want to promote their business. So we invite all of the people that would like to participate and take advantage of that. Once again, you can call 850-368-3505 or UnitedForAGoodCause.org for more information.
Now, do y'all have a deadline for sponsorships or when people need to sign up to
as soon as possible, sir.
As soon as possible.
Yes.
I'm not sure if we've even mentioned to what is the date of the event?
September the 18th. It's a Sunday. So all day event from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. It's a nonstop fun and entertainment. As soon as you walk into the Emerald Coast Conference Center, you're going to be, it's just beautiful. I mean, music, the smell of the food, the dancing, the interaction, kids zone is so much to do. You can just come in for a little bit of food and some fun, or you can stay the entire day and have a blast.
Now, how many years have you been involved?
Well, I was blessed to meet David years ago at the Chamber of Commerce, our beautiful, awesome Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce. Ted Corcoran hooked us up together for the Tapestry of Cultures. So this was sponsored by the Chamber. So we did that festival together, me and David Triana. I was the DJ, the music guru and all that, and he was the MC and put it all together. And so from that point on, we've been doing a lot of different things. The Christmas Miracle, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit, was another great event to do in December. For the families and kids in the area. But yeah, ever since then, I just felt like David, had this vision of helping the community and getting people involved. And so I'm a big, I just love that, so.
Yeah, he's done a great job of bringing these things to the area and sharing the culture with the area.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about the Christmas time event, the Christmas Miracle. Geraldine, what can you tell me about that event, that happening, and how people can get involved with that?
It is another great event that unites a lot of people. Doesn't matter what culture you are. Mainly, we make it like a Hispanic fiesta. It's called the Emerald Coast Christmas Miracle Fiesta for needy children. But I have seen people from every race there. It doesn't matter. The beautiful thing is that they can also, in a very festive environment, enjoy food, free stuff, because the event is totally free and family oriented. Sometimes I think that this is like one of the main events that some families get to go through the year. Sometimes it seems like the things that they do in this event are mostly special for them. People that are there, I can tell the way they feel, they're really thankful for this event. And that event doesn't stay there. After that event is done, if we have any gifts left over, we do the sleigh run.
The Santa sleigh.
Yeah.
That is so cool because some families just cannot make it,
Sure, yeah.
So what David has thought about was like, why don't we go ahead and bring these presents to the families that are, that need it. So last year we went to obviously Fort Walton and then went to Destin and then Defuniak and Freeport and Crestview and just covered the entire area and dropped off presents for all the families that needed and bikes for some of the kids and things like that. And so, I mean, it is really, to see the joy on these kids' faces, to be able to receive a present and a coat. I mean, we do get cold a little bit here, excuse me, so all of these things, are just an incredible way to, help the area and our families in need. I mean, this area has grown, tremendously. I got here in the early 80s. And since then, it's become, incredible. I mean, we have so much influx from people from all different countries and everything. So, it's good to have these kind of things to help the families.
And the gifts that you guys distribute, where do those come from? Do people bring them to the event? Do you get them beforehand? Or how do you get a hold of these?
Well, we actually have a couple of different organizations, that collect these gifts. We also have radio stations, that have fundraisers and stuff like that. And then all those gifts are brought to United for Good Cause. And then we distribute them to the families that are needed, that need those gifts.
Okay. So let's switch gears. You mentioned when we first started about 3 different events that you guys have, and the other one is the youth conference.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. I know we've already passed that for this year, but kind of give me a recap of what that event was.
Yeah, usually it's done in the spring, and it's called the Leadership Conference for the youth. And it's basically that. We bring speakers from different backgrounds. This is the 3rd year we've done it, and this year we served 35 young men and women. So it is great to see how people can look up at somebody that maybe they have an interest in becoming something like that person, somebody like that person. And they have the opportunity to ask questions and look forward to be like that person. So yeah, that's a great event too.
Well, y'all do a lot of great events across the Emerald Coast, and I really appreciate y'all coming on and talking about what you do. Can you give me the website again one more time?
It's unitedforagoodcause.org.
And there they can get all the information about all your events and how to volunteer or
how to contact us, sponsor.
Correct. And also look us up on all the social media, Hispanic Fest or United for a Good Cause, and you can find us there as well.
Perfect. Zoran, Geraldine, thank you both so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Listen, we also want to thank Cox Communications for your support and continuous sponsorship of all the events that we do and all the festivities.
And y'all have already got some great sponsors on board for this year,
Yes, sir,
right?
we do. Yes, we do. In fact, once again, we want to make a call, to any additional sponsors that want to come and join us. That would be awesome. Also, local artists are invited to come and participate as well. We want to showcase some of the local artists in this area.
Perfect. Thank you both again. I
You're
appreciate
welcome,
you
sir.
coming on.
Have a great day.
And thank you for joining us. Tune in next month as we take another look across the Gulf Coast.